All right, what up, YouTube, one and all? Hope you're having a good week. Just got back from a business trip. That's why I haven't been uploading a lot of material. But we're going to get right into it. So we got JesusisLord, our local, well, not local, but resident Uncle Ruckus, our LARPing teacher, and AKA our new white supremacist apologist. He's back at it with his nonsensical claims of white supremacists being peaceful people and all this other nonsense, and they just want their own voice, and how apparently they're less dangerous than when compared to Antifa. Now I noticed his nonsense on my phone. While I was at work, and I commented, and here's the nonsense they said. Let's screen share. Okay, where's that nonsense? All right, here it is. Here it is, folks. Yeah, he spent 4 hours on this shit. Put together a series of different news stories because he was afraid of actual statistical evidence, facts and figures. That shit eluded him.
Trump rally was taking. Oh, look who's finally showed up to defend Antifa, to defend the leftist, hateful, intolerant groups who are more violent than the KKK and any of these groups or conservative groups who you call white nationalists combined. Antifa is more violent than all of the conservative groups combined, including the KKK. How about them bag of apples?
Yeah, we'll get back to that in a minute, Uncle Ruckus. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, let's just skip that nonsense.
It wasn't until after his attack, a few police officers rushed in and pushed him away from the crowd and pulled him.
Oh yeah, Jill has confirmed that he's going to die on this hill, all right.
To safety, where I was able to talk to him about what happened.
Who did it? You said there was a large crowd chasing him. Who were they?
Where do you see large crowds of conservatives or KKK members or white nationalists chasing people down the street, chasing one person or two people or a family, a mother and a father with 3 children, chasing a family? Where do you see KKK members doing this? You only see this on the left. You only see this on the left. That's why every time we bring this up, they bring up Charlottesville, but I'm going to show you a video proving Charlottesville was a hoax.
That's strange. It wasn't proved to be a hoax in a court of law. He's still in jail, so I don't know what he's talking about. It must be a conspiracy theory concocted out of his asshole.
Charlottesville tragedy was caused by liberals.
False. It was started by a white supremacist. But yeah, not by liberals.
Caused by Antifa. Not the peaceful KKK protesters.
These are anti-Donald Trump protesters. The crowd grew very, very quickly. They were up right in the front of the entrance, very, very angry. And
all right, that's enough of this nonsense. So you heard him. You heard him, folks. He believes that white nationalists are more peaceful than Antifa. Now, here's the thing. I'm not an Antifa supporter, but I deal a lot in empirical claims. And when I hear something that's bullshit, I like to make sure that we actually have the empirical evidence to support it, the actual logic, the rationale. How are we actually judging this? And since he actually believes that white nationalist groups are more peaceful than Antifa, let's actually analyze this. Now, he said he didn't want to look at any statistics. He wants videos, so that's cool. I'll let him see a video. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, what we got? Oh, here we go via Snopes. Are Antifa and the alt-right equally violent? Violence has been ratcheting up on all sides during white supremacist rallies in recent months, but Antifa is not playing the rallies and statistically poses a lesser danger. Let's watch. Okay, Brian Levin is a criminal justice professor at California State University at San Bernardino and an expert on hate groups. Okay. To be sure, there is a violent subsection of Antifa which is getting much publicity and much more prominent. To say they're not is just false. By the same token, there isn't a moral equivalency in philosophy, but there is an escalating arms race with regard to extremists on different sides, of which I think alt-right, which is just a term to encompass all white nationalists, are now at the forefront. Marilyn Mayo is a senior research fellow for the Anti-Defamation League's Center on Extremism. She comments, I don't want to give moral equivalence to the two sides because one side is fighting against white supremacy. On the Antifa side, they've never murdered anyone. You hear that? They've never murdered anyone. It's not cited in any statistics. It's not cited in any of the empirical evidence or any of these news stories that JIL has shown. But there have been many murders done by white supremacists. So we have to be concerned about that movement. So we got to be to worry about this Antifa as if they've killed anyone when compared to these white supremacists is just nonsensical. Throwing a milkshake isn't the same as killing someone, as the historian Ben Ruth Gayet has stated. If I'm butchering his name, I apologize. Over the past decade, extremists of every stripe have killed 372 Americans, and 74% of those killings were committed by right-wing extremists. 2% were at the hands of left-wing extremists. Wow, yeah, that's a concern. They're so deadly. Okay, so John Sepulvado is a reporter who has been covering far-right groups for Bay Area public radio station KQED, local to my area. Okay, now this is very interesting. The alt-right announces an event that's going to piss everyone who has common sense off, something so outrageous that's going to piss 99% of the population off, so the majority basically. Then when someone gets on Twitter and threatens them, they send out a press release saying we can't practice our free speech rights because of leftist violence, then show up anyway. They have canceled so many rallies that they showed up at anyway and still rallied. So a lot of these white supremacist rallies, they're not even justified at being because they canceled it anyway. So if they do encounter the the Antifa, that it's just two groups like engaging each other. So the alt-right has really no there's really no moral equivalence at all. They have no business being at that area than the Antifa anyway. The important distinction, he said, is that the leftists aren't organizing the protests, but rather just responding to them. The alt-right is not arguing whether the car attack was actually committed. They're just bringing everyone down in the muck with them. This is like a bomb-fitting monster trying to convince the world that dolphins are ugly creatures. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, but these are the people that that Jill's supporting. You know, these guys are more peaceful. These guys are just trying to get the message across. Just pure nonsense. Anyway. False flag, false flag. I mean, this is just fake news, according to Jill. I mean, according to our LARPing teacher, this isn't a real thing. These are Jill's best friends, you know. I mean, these are the kind of people he'd have a beer with. I mean, it would still be segregated, you know. He'd probably just be serving them the beer, honestly, you know, because he's a good boy. He's a good old boy. Yeah, he'd play step and fetch these guys real quick.
Is this every lesbian clergy member in America in one place?
Wow, that's peaceful.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
Okay, so that's the totality of the clip. Let me just stop screen sharing right there. Okay, so that was it. Yeah, so Jill had several news stories and played them on loop for the last 4 hours yesterday. And, you know, I just destroyed him with just one video. I mean, it's pretty damn simple. I mean, I'm just amazed, just the insanity that people would actually say. I mean, experts tell us that statistically, historically, and in terms of philosophy, white supremacists pose a bigger and greater evil. That includes his beloved KKK, which I don't understand why he's so, I guess, forced or content to defend in light of this, in light of the fact that they are such a dangerous group. But I guess proving some retarded little point is apparently more important than the actual truth. I suppose so. But could you imagine if he actually said anything bad about Trump or the alt-right or anything like that? He'd be the victim of so many like attacks online, like about his race and about the way he talks and all this other stuff. But the reason why he says this is because he just wants to give people what they want to hear. Basically, he just wants to tell people what they want to hear, and he wants to confirm people's perception of Trump and what they perceive black people to be, basically just criminals, and how Trump is gonna make America great again, and there's no real issue with white nationalism, which is insane when you actually look at the statistics. But then again, when you're this much against free thought and logic and reason and empirical evidence, I'm not surprised. You know, you'll say pretty much any stupid thing to try to prove a point, but ultimately you're not proving a point. You're just dying on a hill. You could parrot Jesse Lee Peterson and Diamond and Silk all you want. You're not actually demonstrating your intelligence. You're demonstrating your ignorance. I mean, I don't see how showing a series of clips involving Trump supporters getting attacked by people who don't like Trump or Black Lives Matter saying some controversial stuff from a decentralized movement, I don't see how that proves your point. But then again, we're talking about a guy who alters literally every part of his premise once it's found to be on faulty logic, and then acts like that's some kind of clever way of getting away with something. It's not, just pure ignorance, and it's not rational at all, and not becoming of someone who claims to be a teacher. But we all know that's bullshit. But yeah, this guy talked about he wanted me to debate him on this. That's not going to happen. I debate my equals, everyone else I teach. So yeah, when you actually get enlightened, when you actually look at the evidence objectively and be able to come up with arguments without being fallacious, then maybe I will grace you with a debate. But until then, this is just pure lunacy. So I mean, if you want to play this Uncle Ruckus role, man, be my guest, but I'm not going to be privy to that bullshit. Like, I just got too much self-respect. But yeah, that's the totality of the clip. Yeah, the white supremacists are in fact more dangerous than Antifa, and anyone who says otherwise is an idiot, because they're not actually looking at the evidence. But that's the totality of this. This has been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop by Dare to Know, and hail Satan. Later. Love you all.